When visiting Washington, D.C., there are literally thousands of attractions to choose from. Most offer history, emotion, patriotism, and perspective. Whether it's the White House, famous statues, memorials dedicated in honor of our soldiers' service, or any of the 19 Smithsonian museums, there's a lot to see and do. So here's my list of the top 5 must-see attractions. Starting at number 5, Arlington National Cemetery. Here you can pay your respects to the 300,000 people buried on these hallowed grounds. Veterans and military casualties from every one of our nation's wars are interred in the cemetery, from the American Revolution, Civil War, and all the way through the military actions in Afghanistan and Iraq. It is also the final resting place for many notable figures in U.S. history, including John F. Kennedy and his family. Coming in at number 4 on my list is Ford's Theater. This is the infamous and historic site where John Wilkes Booth assassinated President Abraham Lincoln. And across the street is the Peterson House, where Lincoln was carried to and died 9 hours later. The museum recently reopened on the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth. Inside is an exact replica of the theater as it appeared on that fateful day in 1865 when our beloved president was shot in the presidential box in front of a packed house of horrified citizens. Which leads us to number 3, the Lincoln Memorial. At the west end of the National Mall sits our nation's tribute to the great emancipator. Forever a symbol of unity and social justice, the Lincoln Memorial attracts and inspires millions of visitors each year. The site is so moving as a symbol of freedom that the shrine was also the setting of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. In this temple, as in the hearts of the people for whom he saved the Union, the memory of Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever. Near the top of my list, at number 2, is the Jefferson Memorial. Directly south of the White House and the Washington Monument is the memorial to our third president, founding father, and author of the Declaration of Independence. Sitting on the isolated south coast of the tidal basin, it provides one of the best views of the White House and the National Mall. Dedicated on the 200th anniversary of his birth, the interior includes a shallow dome, a 19-foot statue, and passages from some of his most famous writings. And finally, at number 1, the Washington Monument. Whether by night or by day, the monument dominates the Washington landscape. In honor of our nation's first president, it is the tallest structure in D.C., as well as the tallest freestanding stone structure in the entire world. And at the very top is an observation deck where you can find the single best view of Washington, D.C. you will find anywhere. So to recap from the top, we have Arlington National Cemetery, Ford's Theater, Lincoln Memorial, the Jefferson Memorial, and the Washington Monument. And those are my top 5 must-see attractions for Washington, D.C.